On this edition of Motorhead Garage, we mock up our Mustang, restrict the resurgence of any rust, and spoiler alert, damn the air on not one, but two cars.
Welcome to MotorHead Garage. Well, today, Dave and I have got this little Mustang project, and we're starting to plan it. It's an aftermarket body. It's a complete body built on the original dies and so on. And it's got, a front member in it. It's got a rear suspension and a differential. But now's the time to start thinking about what we're going to use for a driveline and putting things in and starting to mark it up.
I like this. Got a little bit aftermarket suspension in it, so it's going to be a little bit more performance to it than stock, but still pretty much stock. But here's the key right here is the engine. Now what we have here is basically a stock engine that we're going to use for a mock-up.
Yeah, this is a small block Ford, and that's the decision we made. This K member in here and so on, you can put big block, small block Ford, you can put an LS Chevrolet motor in. It's all got to do with motor mount change and so on. We're going to go with a small block Ford.
Yeah, and we got Bob Myers here from Performance Racing Engines who's going to build up the engine for us. But Bob, come on in. And first of all, I want to thank you for loaning us this engine to use as a mock-up, because this is one that you've already built for something else.
Right. This is a restoration engine for a car of my own. It's got all the same dimensions of the engine that's going to be going in the car. All your angles for your crankshaft, the height of your carburetor and everything should be correct if you mount this one in there and get everything lined up with it.
Well, cool.
So we're going to be running basically a stock 289 in this particular car. But Bob, you're going to upgrade it a little bit, right? You got a complete shop where you can do all that.
Right. We're going to make it a more modern engine, just like they're making the car a more modern car. We'll use the hydraulic roller camshaft. We'll do a full blueprint on the engine of squaring the block decks and honing the main journals to get them straight. And we'll do that just like a race engine. We've got a full service shop. We don't really hire anything out. We balance, we turn cranks if needed. We do performance cylinder head work, airflow work, right up through dyno and out the door.
You do custom motors. If somebody wants to just not buy a crate motor, but they want to spec it out like we want for this car. We want a small block 289. What kind of horsepower are you going to give us?
Between 325 and 350 with the combination we're building.
That'll put it down the road.
Absolutely. So what we need to do is, we're going to use this engine. Can I have this when we're done, by the way?
No.
We're going to
I
take
didn't
this
think
engine,
you're going to get that.
lift it off the cradle. We're going to marry a transmission to it, put some motor mounts on it, and we'll stick it in the car and start checking to see how things fit. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to do this a lot of times when you build a car like this. Mock everything up, find out what's going to fit, then you take it all apart, and then you put it back together right. So let's go ahead and get this thing going, Sam. All right, what we're doing here, folks, we're getting our engine off the engine stand here. Let me get this popped off here, Bob. Okay. Here, Sam, you want to slide that out of the way? All right, now.
Put this down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to drop that down. What we're doing is we're mounting up this transmission. This is just an old transmission that we've got, similar to what we'll put in it, but we're using it for a mock-up. You want to come on down a little bit more?
Don't make fun of my transmission. I'm going to sell this.
For scrap.
Come on down a little bit. I think that's good right there.
All right.
You
now,
stabilize that. You got some bolts ready?
Yep.
Just make sure you know where your alignment dowels are going. Put that right in there. Put your
You
finger.
got it? Okay, hold on here.
I'll hold that. Put your bolt in there and run it up.
Let me get this other one started here.
This is an old C4 we found out back. Pretty much what these Mustangs used.
All right.
Having one of these little engine balances, you pick it up now that you got the transmission on it, back of the engine's going to go down, that way you can crank it up and get the angle you want.
All right, folks, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this right here in our Mustang, so stay with us.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Original Parts Group, the world's largest source for GMA body parts and accessories. ISPRO, we know diesel. The R12, ultimate cooling system protection. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to MotorHead Garage. Well, we got the little engine up on our sling here. These are our motor mounts. These are all steel. The bushings are in the piece on the chassis. You guys ready to do some hefting there?
I'm ready.
All right, ready to go back?
Yep.
There we go. Watch your toes there, Dave.
All right, I got it. I won't let you run over them.
Yep.
Okay, let's take her back a little bit there, Bob. A little bit more, Sam.
All right.
Keep her going. All right, hold on here. Now you can let her down.
So what we're doing here, fitting this engine, see what we've got. Once we get it in place, we can start checking some accessories and so on.
Easy. Okay, go ahead. Got it. You're a good heavy equipment operator there, Sammy.
I've had a lot of experience with this. I'm used to my remote control one, though, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you think, we can come down a little bit more?
Yeah, you can let her down a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. We're clearing. We clear the balancer.
All right. Okay. Now, let me start doing the other way here.
Right, I'll stop it there for now.
Just bring it on down just a little. Oh,
How's that?
Hold on here.
Too much?
Let me get her squared away here.
The last guy I had using the engine tilter, he was much faster.
He's probably much younger, too.
Looks like we're gonna need to come down a little bit now.
come down just a little.
Yeah.
Go down, Davey.
All right. Okay, now here we go.
How we doing over
That's
there, Bob?
good, that's good. Needs to level it out a little more.
You know, if I operated, you just laid underneath the car and pushed up on the transmission, we'd be okay.
Yeah.
We need to come down a little bit now?
Down just a little,
I'm following your lead, Bob. How's that?
just a little.
Some more?
Come down a little more.
How you doing there, Bob?
Whoa, we're touching the rack.
You touching the rack?
Oh, yeah.
Touching.
Okay.
We sure are. You know something? Let's pull the rack, drop it out of the way, the steering rack.
See where we are there.
We are, but we're probably gonna end up with
Rear sump pan.
some pin.
Right.
That's why you do this, is to find out these type of things. So remember, this car never existed before.
Have that airline there, Bob.
All right, Sam.
Yep, we're going to here.
All right.
You ready?
Yep, go ahead. All right. You're good.
I could see it move already. I pull the bolts up. There are sleeves there. That rack comes out like that.
Okay.
All right, now where are we?
How are we there now?
Looks like we're pretty close.
Let me go ahead and put this in there. Or maybe, can you do yours, Bob, first? Because it might be easier.
Mine lacks just a little bit.
You need me to come down a little?
Got it in?
It's in.
Good job.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
You know, leaving those mounts loose was a great idea.
Well, that's what you do, you know. You want to leave them loose so you get everything in so you see what you're dealing with. What do we look like down there, Sam?
We're good. We got clearance. We can either notch the pan for the rack or put a rear sump pan on it.
Drill a hole through there and weld a sleeve in there to run the rack.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, Bob, with this file, let's see if those headers are going to work too.
Okay.
We know we got an oil pan problem,
Yeah.
and we sure can't put the cross member up because we're going to be touching there. Let's see if these work.
Well, at least we get an idea of whether we're going to be able to have much room in there or not. I got a feeling it's going to, I've never seen a header go in that easy yet, so.
Well, you know, this car came with this engine originally, so
Hey, that fits like a glove there.
cool.
No cutting, no bending.
Well, now you see, folks, this is why we do what we're doing right here. You put the engine in, you find out exactly how it's going to fit. In this particular case, we found out that the pan's going to hit the rack on here, so we've had to drop that down.
Yeah, originally this car had a steering box.
That's right, it did. So everything's going to be different. This car never existed before, so we're having to figure everything out as we go. So what we'll have to do is pull this engine back out, take the pan off, put a rear sump on it, drop it back in, see how everything lines up. Once that happens, then we can go ahead and start bolting more things on and seeing how we have clearance. So there you go. That's part of putting a car together, and this is just one big step as part of many. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got a lot more here on MotorHead Garage, so stick around.
MotorHead Garage, presented by ARP, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to MotorHead Garage. Well, you know, if you got something neat like this little Subaru WRX, it's low in the front, you want to protect the front end, you know, when you hit a driveway going in, and you want to make sure you can move the air underneath it. Here's a great little product from All Fit Automotive, and it's a lip kit. And here's the guy that developed this, and that's AJ. AJ, this is a pretty neat product. It looks pretty rugged. How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, we wanted to develop a product that was affordable, but it was a high-quality part that anybody could put on their car in their own garage. And this is what we came up with. It's called the All Fit Lip Kit.
This stuff looks like pretty rugged material. Let's go ahead and start installing it. So you got a two-sided tape here.
So we're going to start it on the very edge of the bumper. We're going to start peeling off the double-sided tape. Originally, we prepped this car with rubbing alcohol. It really gets the underside super clean so this tape can bond well. So we're going to start here on the edge. And you can really pick and choose how far back you want it or how far forward you want it. And we're going to start pushing the tape up against the edge of the car.
Do you strike a line or anything like that on it? You just kind of eyeball it?
Yep, just kind of eyeball it, and some customers prefer it further back and further forward, so that's kind of the customer preference. And then we're going to continue peeling off the double-sided tape and continue forming the lip around the edge of the car. As you can see, it's not very hard to do, and it just takes a couple minutes to start forming it around.
Great. Also, you can use a heat gun to make this a little softer if you've got a cold day. Now, I see you got a little cut here. Why'd you do that?
So what happens here, we have a fairly abrupt change in elevation here, so we wanted to allow the part to install a little bit cleaner and make things smoother. So you can cut a straight line, cut V-cuts, you can kind of get creative to get the part to stick well.
Ooh, that's a great little tip.
So we'll continue installing here.
All right. And you know, All Fit Automotive, they also have different dimension parts. If you have something bigger, like an SUV or a truck or something that's a little higher, and you want it to look low, like the one Dave's working on over there, that Envoy.
Ooh, nice. Kit comes with a decal, which I put on here. You don't always have to do that, but I like the way it looks. Hey, AJ, can you give me a hand here now?
Absolutely.
I got the decal on, and since you're over on that corner, I'm going to let you go ahead and bring that on around. And now this is a little bit bigger. I like the way that looks, and of course that goes on right over that lip they have underneath here. So now all you have to do is cut that off.
Yep, so we'll just cut this off here at the end. Peel off the remaining double-sided tape and secure it on there. This size here is our fat lip, is what we call it. We have 3 widths or 3 sizes, and we have our traditional size, our mid lip, and our fat lip. This is our boldest design, and what's great about our product is it's flexible, so if you happen to scrape, it's going to protect your vehicle and flex with the scrape.
I like that, and we just put it on, folks, and you can see it's on there already, so it works out really nice. And I like the decal on here. That set it off very well. All right, you can see, well, you got all sizes of this, you know, but AJ, you know, Sam forgot to put his on. I'll put a decal on there for him.
Absolutely.
All right, you can see I've got mine finished. A little bit of leftover here. But AJ, you got all these little washers and screws here. What do you do with those?
The tape that's included on the lip that we sell is an authentic 3M tape, so it bonds super well if the car is prepped correctly. But a lot of users don't feel the tape is going to be a secure way to put the lip on, so we include the extra fasteners for comfort of mind for our users.
Well, that's a great idea, because this stuff, I'm surprised. This is so flexible, yet it's so tough. It's really tough, isn't it?
Yep, our product is manufactured right here in the United States, and we really pride ourselves in that, and we hold our product to an unbelievably high quality standard, and we're able to attain that in one great product.
I like this, and this fit really well around here. It's a great way to make your car look lower and protected, and it's a nice little angle you got coming out
absolutely.
there, too.
Time now for the industry update.
Hey, when you're talking about tires for your off-road vehicles, look no farther than Greenball. Here's what I'm talking about. Take a look at this tire right here. This is the Mongrel. Now, a lot of guys use this tire for racing, but look at the tread that you see on here. Nice deep lugs on it. This is a DOT-approved radial tire, and it's great for sand, logs, rocks, whatever you want to throw at it. And the other good part, too, it's also street legal. So this is good for the street and also when you're going out into the wilds. Now, take a look at the little Honda here. This tire is the Dirt Commander, and look at the darn lugs on this thing. These things are deep. This will let you go about anywhere you want to go. Mud, snow, plowed fields. You know, a lot of farmers use these to get around on their farms or their ranches. But the nice thing about this is you get out in some really sharp stones or sharp rocks, this tire is highly puncture resistant. And it's also OE for Polaris. So when you're talking about tires here for your ATVs or your UTVs, look no farther than Greenball.
We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage after this. This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by 3BR Power Sports, putting the power in power sports. Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Magic Creeper, ready, rain or shine. And by Evapo-Rust, super safe rust remover.
Hey, welcome to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, you know, rust is the bane of any car, especially an old car like this. Now, here at Motorhead Garage, we got different ways you can deal with it, but one of the ways we like is to contain it. Sam, show them what we're talking about.
And you know, that's really an easy thing to do. And to help us out, we got Jim Kroilak here from KBS Coatings. Jim, tell us how this system works.
Well, Sam, it's a three-step system. The KBS in the name stands for Clean Blast Seal. First, you use our clean, water-based cleaner degreaser to remove any greases and oils and contaminants that'll hinder adhesion of your paint, whether it's our paint or someone else's paint. The next step would be blast. It's a mild phosphoric acid and zinc coating that'll dissolve the rust on the surface, etch the steel to give it a good anchor pattern for the paint to grip well to, leaves a little zinc phosphate coating to give you additional rust protection under the paint. You rinse all that off, you let it dry real well, and then it's 2 coats of the rust seal.
And you know, you buy a kit like this, the frame coated kit, you get all the products you need, you get the gloves, and believe me, you need the gloves. Let's take a look at the differential here. Here's a rusty differential, and basically the process here was take a wire brush, knock off the heavy stuff.
Yep, get the little scaly stuff off.
Degrease it, which is the clean, blast it, which gives it the etch, leaves the zinc back behind, and then coat it. Now this was done in 2 stages, a gray and a black. This is a gloss black. But the interesting thing is, this is put on with a brush.
That's all brushed in, yep. Looks like it's been sprayed.
Absolutely.
You can spray it if you want to spray it.
Right.
Quart like that will do a full-size car or truck frame, a couple of coats, or 50 square feet if you're doing a firewall or floors.
The only thing you don't want to do is get it on your hands, wear your gloves, and of course, it comes in different colors too. You got all different colors of this thing.
We've got 10 different colors. We've got a gloss black, which you see here. We've got a satin black to emulate like an OEM finish on a GM car. We've got Caterpillar yellow. We've got red, blue, green, white.
Tell you what, let's go to work. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to this front of the Chevelle, and we're going to go ahead and set up, and we're going to clean it, blast it, and we're going to coat it. Show you how to encapsulate rust to stop it in its tracks.
Sounds good.
Got your gloves on there, buddy?
Got my gloves.
Now in the kit, you're going to get some brushes, you get a little stirring stick, and you go get the can, you want to stir it up. Now what we did here was, in this cross member, we've already taken 2 of the steps, which is the clean and degrease.
Yeah, we cleaned and degreased it with the KBS Clean. Get all the contaminants off. Then we rinsed that off, let it dry, and then we etched it with the Rust Blast.
Now, this product here is pretty thin. Like I said, you can get a lot out of one of these quart cans. You can actually put 2 coats on a complete chassis, is that right?
2 thin coats.
Now what you normally would do is take this product, pour it into another container and work out of it. When you go to cover it back up, put a piece of plastic wrap over it, put your cover back on, because if you don't, you'll never get the cover off it. And again, we're just going to put this on with a brush, and thin coats is the way to go, right?
Just nice thin coats. You don't want it running, dripping everywhere. Just nice thin covering coats.
What's interesting is you put this stuff on with a brush, and it flows out. It looks like porcelain. So this is cured with humidity, is that right?
Yeah, it's a moisture-cured urethane product.
Okay.
The more humid it is, the faster it dries on you.
If in a real humid day, you're gonna have to work a little quicker.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, you want to keep the dust down and so on, keep the bugs out of it. But this is now a nice, clean etched surface. How about a surface like this? We could go right over that.
Sure, you can go over that. As long as it's clean to grease, all the loose, flaky stuff's off, sure.
We did that for sure. Okay, let's go right on this and see what it looks like. This stops the air and the moisture from getting at the rust, so that pretty much stops it. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got to think of rust as like a plant you got in the house. You stop watering it, you start giving it oxygen, the plant dies. Rust is the same way.
Cool. How tough is this stuff compared to, like, say, a powder coating?
Well, it's a tough, durable coating. We've got 2 coats of it on just these exhaust pipes, and we just bang away at them.
You can see they dented and it didn't crack.
No, there's no crack and chipping. Flexes with the steel.
All right, so what we're doing here is this is going to encapsulate the rust on this chassis, and when it flows out, it's going to look great, because you don't want to work it too much, get it on there, get a thin coat. What do you do for inside a chassis?
On the inside, we've got a new product here called Cavity Coater. It's a aerosol product. It comes in bulk also. If you got a Schutz gun with the proper attachment, you could do it that way. But with this, it's an aerosol product. It's got a 36-inch long wand with a 360-degree tip on the end of it.
Awesome, so you put it up inside?
Put it inside any of your open holes you got in your box frame, your A-post, B-post, rocker panels, anything, and you just spray it as you're pulling it out. We usually tell guys, spray it about a foot a second as you're pulling it out inside there. It coats the inside, it displaces moisture inside the frame, attaches itself to the steel, so you don't have to worry about it rusting from the inside out.
It's a great way to go for protecting the inside of a chassis, because there's just basically no way you can do it without that.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to continue on, coat the whole front of this thing. Of course, this car's really gone. We'll see you next time here at MotorHead Garage. I hope you learned something. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sam.